Alright, so most of you probably know me. If you're from Central, within the past couple years, you definitely know me. Lafayette and Benton, most of you are probably going to know me, but if not, that's okay. My name is Gideon Wood. I went to Central for 4 years. I was in the JRTC program there. I did the Armed Exhibition for 4 years. I was the commander my senior year, as well as soloist at a lot of our competitions. I placed fairly well, and so I was asked to come over to a couple of your schools and help out with kickstarting, or re-kickstarting rather, your exhibition teams. And because of all this crazy stuff, I didn't get to do that. So we're going to make a little video presentation, several parts, I don't know how long yet, but going over everything, all the basics you need to know about an armed exhibition, or really any exhibition team. So this video, or what am I going to call it? We'll call it what it means to be a commander. That'll work. So we're going to go over you've become the commander. So this video primarily is for cadre and commanders. So the SAI AIs and the commanders. Now, SAIs and AIs that I know are probably watching, alright? Do not watch this video for your commanders, or any of these videos for your commanders, and then tell your commanders what it means. Commanders need to watch this themselves and interpret it as they would like, not you interpreting it for them, alright? Each commander needs to be able to have free reign of their team to an extent. So, commanders, let's talk about what it means to be a commander. It does not mean that it is inherently your team, alright? You do not, or should not, have any right to kick anyone off your team, alright? Tell someone that, didn't come for tryouts, anything like that, that they can join your team, alright? It means you are probably the best driller, or have the most leadership capability, you've been there the longest, something like that, in your team. Alright, so you've been selected by your SAI or AI to be your armed exhibition or unarmed exhibition commander. So that does not mean that you have the right to take away someone's position in the team. Alright, that is solely with the SAI and AI. Alright, not with you. Okay, you are the highest point of the team. You are the link between the SAI, your coach, and the rest of the team. Alright, you're the first line of defense. If you're practicing and it's not going well, say you have one cadet who's messing up a whole bunch, alright, they just cannot get that rifle spin right, or they cannot get that stomp or that march, that specific step or horse step right when you're during practice, and your SAI and AI starts going off on them, like I know they do, alright, they'll start going off on one cadet. You're the one who has to stay, you're the line of defense. You're in between the cadre and your team. You step in and say, listen, sir, ma'am, I got this. Step out for 10 minutes. Let me take care of the team. And then come back in 10 minutes and we'll have this ready to go, just the way you want it. All right? So don't use that very often. All right? That's very sparingly, because if you do that a lot, it'll take away the meaning behind it, especially when your team sees you do that. If they see you do it a lot, it's going to take away that meaning behind you stepping in and protecting them. Another thing is, just because you know what you're doing, or have been given that commander position, just because you may be really good at spinning or stomping, does not mean that you get to completely disparage your cadets on your team. All right, you're there to bring them you're there to bring them up, not put them down. All right, let the SAI or AI be the bad guy. Let you be the good guy and bring them up. All right, it's really good synergy between you and the cadre, and it works really well. Second thing, you've been selected as the Armed Exhibition Commander, right? Awesome, congratulations. Or unarmed exhibition, regardless. That's a great, it's a big thing, at least at my school. Those were the elite teams. So when you got selected as the commander for one of those teams, it was a huge deal, and it was awesome. It was a great moment, and it was one of the best moments of my life when I found out I had been named the Armed Exhibition Commander. But you can't do it alone. I don't care who you are. If you could be the best driller in the world, you cannot do it alone. Alright, you're going to get frustrated, it's going to be hard. So you need to find 2 to 3 cadets that you're really close with. Whether they're your same grade if you're a senior, or if they're junior. For me, when I was commander, I had 3 juniors when I was a senior, who they're like my elite members. All right, that's what we called them. All right, we had the team, we had the commander, and then we had the elite members who kind of had the commander and the cadre's blessing in order to, hey, yeah, they can help you. They know what they're talking about. Okay, so find you 3 cadets that you're really close with, not only really close with, but can actually do the movements. If you have, say you're doing doubles, all right, like that. If you have 3 cadets that can do them really well, as good as you can, or even better, bring them on. Make them, if they are really good with movements. Now, if you're really close with them and they're doing doubles like that, don't bring them on, all right? They do need to have the technical skill, but they also need to be close with you, all right? So you can talk with them. So bring them on board. When you have your practices, let them teach, all right? When it gets into some of the more advanced stuff, or a movement as a whole, all right, you're doing a whole segment together for your routine, you teach it. But when you're teaching an individual move, for instance, if you're doing like this, we call TikTok. All right, if you're doing that, and you're teaching it one of the first 3 practices, split your team up into groups and have your elite members, those really close friends who have the technical expertise and knowledge, have them teach those movements. Then bring them back together, make sure everyone knows it, all right? Make sure all the cadets, all of your team knows it, and then you teach the whole segment, all right? So maybe they're turning, all right? Maybe someone has to go to a specific spot, you teach those. But let your elite members, those friends, those that have technical expertise, teach the individual movements, all right? It's gonna make your life a heck of a lot easier, all right? So much easier, okay? So find you 2 to 3 really good technical, they're really good at drill, whether it be unarmed or armed, and close friends, and bring them in, Don't keep your routine from them at the beginning of the year. Show them. I showed my team, my 3 people that I knew they had been on the team for several years. They're the only ones left. I brought them in. Before we even had tryouts, I brought them in. I knew they were probably going to make the team, and I showed them, hey, here's what's going on with this. Can you start learning this before we have practices? All right. The next thing is rifles. Okay. I am a really big. How do I say this? I'm really pro that being an armed exhibition driller is more than just spinning a rifle. It's a connection with your rifle and your rifle number. So for instance, I was rifle number 15. I used that rifle all the way through my high school career, okay? Now you probably have armors that tape up your rifles for drill and stuff. I would not have them do that. One, they have a lot of work to do, so get some stuff off the armor, but have each individual team member tape their own rifle. It builds a bond with their rifle, and they know what's going on. Second, okay, rifle numbers. Have them memorize their rifle number or even serial number. My first year on the team, I had to memorize both. I was rifle number 15, serial number 056392, and I will always remember that. It builds that connection with their rifle. Second off, have a board. Once you have tryouts for the team. They've learned some of the basic things. You had workshops so that people could come try out. Once you have your team set, have a board. We had one at Central. You can make one. I'll put a link for an example a board. But have the name, their rifle number, and then off to the side have several movements. Okay, they can change from year to year for future commanders, not just the commander from the next few years. Okay, it can change from year to year. If you're doing a move called tornado something, all right, have that on there, and then they have to get that checked off so that that they know how to do it. Okay, so you have this board, you have all their team members and their names, you have their rifle numbers, and you have these movements. Okay, and you split it up. We had honor guard second class, the basics. They had to have these. They were all part of the routine. They really had to have these down. Actually, it was a requirement by the 3rd practice that they got it checked off by the commander. We had honor guard first class, which was advanced moves that they could learn if they wanted, but in so doing, they got mark of approval. The other team members could go to them and be like, oh, you're an honor guard first class member. Okay, well, you're gonna know what you're talking about. can I have help with this? It's a really great system, and it puts some pressure off the commander and divvies out the leadership. All right. Second thing, okay, after school practices, mandatory. It's not good to have set mandatory every Wednesday, because people have stuff going on after school. Upperclassmen have work, there's family things, all right? But here's what you need to tell them. Here's what I told my team. Set a number of days. For me, it was at least 2 days, okay? At least 2 days after school. I needed them there practicing. If they couldn't make it for the 2 days that week, they had to let me know, and I would figure something out. Okay, I was there every day, whether it was only for 20 minutes. I was there with a rifle every day so I could help. Okay, but 2 days after school practicing, working on the stuff on your honor guard board or anything like that, that's gonna increase your team from being here to up here. Just those after school practicing by themselves, all right? Not doing set team things for the routine, but just working on stuff they want to work on. Okay, it's gonna make it more enjoyable because they're having more fun with it, and your team's gonna excel a lot more. Okay, and that's a great segue point from when I said I was there every day. You have to be the example. Okay, if you want your team practicing after school and putting in time outside of your normal practices, you have to put in time out of your normal practices. Okay, you set the example for the rest of your team. If you want your team to have strong hand pins whenever you do a movement, for instance, if you're doing left hands, you gotta have strong hand pins. Don't be like, I don't have to do it, I'm the commander. You are the example. They will look to you for what needs to be done. So remember, as commander, you are the example. Or even if you have those elite members, they are the example. So you elite members that may be watching, you are the example, okay? Remember that, it's really important. All right, next off, so we talked about being the example, showing up. You have to be the example. Last thing I'm going to talk about is terminology, okay? Whenever you are talking about the team, they don't owe you anything, okay? If they're practicing and they cannot get a move down, all right, or you've been placing really poorly because someone's been missing practice, do not go up to that cadet, say they've been missing practice, and say, I need you to make practice. That's selfish, right? It makes it sound it's your team, it's no one else's. I deserve you to do this, or you owe it to me. No, do never use I, me, anything like that makes it like it's your team and not theirs. Because even though you're the commander, you assembled it, you made the routine, it is your team. It's everyone's team, all right? So say, hey, we really need you to make practice, okay? We're not doing well. Or, hey, we really need you to spend some time after school, all right, working on this segment that you can't get down. Using that we takes it from, it's my team, this is my team, not yours, to this is our team, okay? The whole team, we need you to get this done. Not just me, we, okay? So get used to using that terminology. Practice in the mirror, that's what I did. I would go, before practice, I'd get up and I'd look in the mirror, we, us, okay? Say, hey guys, we need to be working on this, all right? Or you owe it to us, not you owe it to me, okay? Remember, your team never owes you anything. That's about it for this video about being a commander. So thank you if you're watching. Cadre, remember, don't watch this and interpret it, okay? Please do not just watch this and interpret it. Have your commanders watch it themselves. Watch it with them, even, okay? But make sure they watch it. Don't just watch it and tell them what to do, okay? Your teams are really going to go downhill if you tell them everything without giving them some freedom, okay? In the next video, we're going to start going into how to run a practice and the different technical sides of exhibition drill teams. So thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.